What's going on, guys? It's Gendo here, and I'd like to welcome you back to another edition of my Everton beta save here on Football Manager 2016, Episode 2, as today Everton will be taking on Crystal Palace at home and then traveling to Newcastle United to St. James Park for that match. But before we get into those matches, let's take a look at how we've been faring in the league as well as the early stages of the Capital One Cup. Now, as you can take a look at the league table, we are currently sitting in 11th place, 4 points through 3 matches, a win, a loss, and a draw. Let's take a look at how we got those results. Taking a look at the calendar, of course, you already know the 1-1 draw to Norwich City, that very heartbreaking 1-1 draw, as I had thought I had taken all 3 points, only to just have 2 of them snatched away. But then we followed up against Manchester City, and it was a very, very demoralizing and a very disheartening defeat at the Etihad as we lost 4-1. Ross Barkley being our only goal scorer on the day, and in the 29th minute he put it back to 2-1 as Fernando and Jesus Navas got off to early goal-scoring opportunities within the first 15 minutes. But then in the second half, Yaya Toure and Wilfred Bony just completely put the game out of reach. And when you take a look at the stats, 5 shots with only 2 of them on target, even though we had even possession. If you're not creating the chances up front, there just is not going to be that amount of goal-scoring opportunity. It's that simple, really. And honestly, Manchester City were the better team. I would have hoped that it would have been a little bit closer, but in the end, a loss is still a loss. We did, however, rebound versus Spurs back at Goodison Park, defeating them 3-1, with Lukaku getting all 3 goals, 2 of them within the first 5 minutes, and then his hat-trick coming in the 58th. Tottenham did get a goal back just 3 minutes after Lukaku finished his hat-trick, but at the end of the day, Lukaku took his chances, even with 9 shots, 5 of them being on target, and roughly the same amount of possession. Overall, the teams looked very, very even throughout the entire match. Lukaku and his poacher's efforts definitely were the deciding factor. No, not slagging off Tottenham at all. They played very well, but on this day, Lukaku just took his chances and helped get us all 3 points. And in the second round of the Capital One Cup, Lukaku continued his goal-scoring prowess, scoring 2 here within the last 15 minutes, defeating Chesterfield 3-1. Ross Barkley also getting on the score sheet in the 50th minute. In fact, all goals scored happened in the second half. Chesterfield were able to get one back in the 3rd minute of stoppage time, preventing the shutout for Joel Robles. However, at the end of the day, that goal didn't and wasn't going to upset the outcome, as we had already booked our spot to the third round, where we drawn against Queen's Park Rangers. As you can see, we are facing them at home, and that match will take place between West Brom and Leicester. So QPR still a pretty championship plus side. They have some quality players that can play for the Premier League, like Charlie Austin. Got to watch out for him. But at the end of the day, that seems like a match that we should be winning, and we should move on to the next round. But that's enough with the background. Let's take a look at how we're going to tackle Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace are going to be coming out with a 4-2-3-1, pretty much roughly the same as what we're going to be coming out with. This is how the starting lineup will be. Tim Howard's going to be in net with Brian Oviedo, John Stones, Phil Jagielka, and Seamus Coleman making up that back line. Of course, Brian Oviedo starting in that left-back position over Leighton Baines, still recovering from injury. Hopefully he'll be back within the next couple weeks if the injury reports are correct. And also over Brandon Galloway, the youngster who's actually shown a little bit of promise, but Oviedo with the better defensive stats and a little better speed. Sitting in the center of the park, we have James McCarthy and Tim Sparv. Tim Sparv is going to be getting his league debut. He actually debuted for the club in the Chesterfield match, so this will be his first match actually in the league. Let's see how he can do here. The attacking mids, we have Kevin Morales on the right, Ross Barkley sitting in the center, and Gerard Deulofeu sitting there on the left. And of course, the big man up front, Romelu Lukaku in that striker role. It's a battle of similar styles. Hopefully we can come away with all 3 points, so let's kick off and see what happens. 15 minutes gone, we come to our first highlight of the game. It was a free kick to us, and we do get the ball back at midfield. John Stones throwing it forward, can't seem to find Lukaku, and both teams now just playing it around in the midfield. They seem content to let the ball do the talking. not really wanting to move forward at all. Lee Chung-young with it. Passes it out to Zaha out on the right. He's being marked by two of our players. Definitely needs to close him down a little bit more. Ball whipped in the box. Almost found Shamak, but was headed away. And they have to reset. And we do get the ball back. Ross to Tim. Timmy out to Deulofeu on the left. He does have Lukaku up front. Can he find him? He does, and Lukaku was onside but couldn't. Oh, it bounces off of him. Now, I've seen this happen before in Football Manager 15, where the goalkeeper would make a clearance and it bounces off the striker that is trailing after it. And that is exactly what we see here as Lukaku, with a rather unconventional header, Lukaku is going to get his goal, and that's going to be his 7th goal of the season. Wow, and he actually kind of slid into that too, so Beta's still working that out. 38 minutes on now, and we have another highlight. Tim Howard with a goal kick coming out. Ball passed around the back, and it finds the feet of Deulofeu coming up the left. Into Lukaku once again. Lukaku from around the 18-yard line gets the goal. It's his 2nd of the day and his 8th of the season, putting Everton up 2-0 over Crystal Palace. And let's just take a look at this. A brilliantly sought-after pass from Deulofeu into Lukaku, just onside, and then fires that ball home past McCarthy. And we come into halftime where surprisingly none of my midfielders are looking all that stellar. Tim Sparv, James McCarthy with a 6'5", Ross Barkley with a 6'4". It's been all my defensive line and my wingers, along with, of course, Lukaku getting both of the goals. But as far as play down the middle, just not happening. But of course I am extremely happy with it, how things are coming up. We are 2-0 up. Let's go out there for the second 45. Everybody's happy. Let's crack on and see if we can't get another goal. 55 minutes gone, and it is apparent Tim Sparv is just not cutting it out this match, so I'm going to sub on Muhammad Besic in his stead. Let's see how he played. That's right, he's better as a ball-winning mid. So we'll sub on Muhammad Besic as our first sub in the 55th minute, and let's crack on with it. Alright, just about coming up to the 59th minute, there's another highlight. We reset it all the way back to Tim Howard. Just kick it deep, Timmy. There you go. Finds Lukaku to McCarthy. Deulofeu on the left. Cuts back inside to Barkley, who does find Lukaku. He's on his hat-trick, and he does get his hat-trick. Lukaku with his hat-trick on the day. 9th goal on the season. It's 3-0 to Everton over Crystal Palace, and we are just soaring. Once again, another well-placed pass from Deulofeu to Barkley, and then Barkley ahead to Lukaku. Goes near post, and that's just a thing of beauty. However, we do have a kickoff directly from, or a highlight directly from the kickoff, and those are never good to me, and Jesus, Crystal Palace are just coming through with it. Shot across the goal mouth, but fortunately leads to nothing. 65th minute, and I am thinking about starting to make some subs out. We do have a lot of tired players in the midfield, and it is starting to show. Crystal Palace now coming forward. Ball goes out to Zaha. Zaha inside to Connor Wickham, to Marin Shamak, who finds Balassi, and Balassi gets himself a goal. Yannick Balassi putting Crystal Palace on the score sheet finally in the 66th minute. They had some great passing movement, and Howard gets a hand on it but can't keep it out. Right, with that being said, I was going to make some subs. It is kind of necessary at this point. Romero Funes Mori is going to come on for John Stones. And as much as I want to start making subs in the center of the park as well, I honestly do not have another center mid that can fill that role. I have Galloway, who can play defensive mid, and I have Stephen Paynar that can play in the attacking role that Ross Barkley takes over, but I don't really want to subject him to that right now. He's not match fit. So I'm just going to have to go with this for now, and maybe, hopefully, cross fingers, don't get another injury. Corner, Deulofeu going near post. Muhammad Besic smacks it off the post. He tried flicking it on with his head, but instead it goes off the post, and now Crystal Palace are coming on a counter. Balassi taking up the left. Goes into Shamak, out to Zaha. Zaha, they're having some great passing here. It falls to Shamak, but Shamak was offside, and the ref's going to call him on it. No goal. Shamak was clearly offside. Alright, with 15 minutes left to go in this match, I'm going to make my one final sub, and since I don't want Lukaku going out with an injury at this late stage, he's at a 64 in his conditioning, I'm going to bring on the youngster for his first ever cap with the team, and it's going to be Federico Bonazzoli, the youngster, the 18-year-old. Let's see how he does in his 15 minutes of action here. Maybe he'll disrupt. That's all I'm asking for. Disrupt the Crystal Palace back line and prevent them from getting anything going forward. Time has just ticked away, and there it is, full time, Everton 3, Crystal Palace 1 here at Goodison Park. A well-fought, well-deserved victory, and we can all lay the plaudits on Lukaku with his hat-trick. Everybody should feel happy with the way they've played. And that win sees us jump into 6th place for now, of course, with 7 points through 4 matches. Let's see how everyone else plays, and we got a match versus Newcastle. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for that. And it appears that Newcastle will be coming out with a 4-2-3-1 of their own. Might as well stick with it. It's tried and true. It's tested and approved. Let's take a look at the starting 11. Tim Howard's going to be in net with Galloway, Stones, Jagielka, and Coleman the back line. McCarthy and Darren Gibson, Gibbo, coming back off of injury, making his debut for this season. And then sitting up in the attacking mid spots, we have Kevin Morales, Lee Osman, often relegated to the bench. Lee Osman is getting a start in the attacking center mid spot for a very fatigued Ross Barkley. And Gerard Deulofeu is sitting there on the left per normal. And Lukaku, of course, the big man, sitting up front in the striker role. Let's see if we can continue this winning streak. So let's kick off and see what happens. 10 minutes on, and Newcastle get themselves a throw-in, a very long throw-in from Jan Matatiote. It gets cleared away, and Lukaku now with the ball. Can we turn this into a counter-attack? Jags coming way out of his position to Morales, to Coleman, coming himself way far up out of his line. Ball goes to Morales, inside to Gibbo. Osman lays it off to Lukaku. Lukaku, finally! What a great strike going near post. It's his 10th goal of the season and puts Everton up 1-0 just before the 11-minute mark. That was some great passing movement to set that up. Gibbo to Osman. The Lukaku first touch fires near post past Tim Krul and gets us 1 goal in the head. However, Newcastle now coming forward once again on the left. Oh, Haidara. Oh, Wijnaldum. Was he offside? I don't think he was. Genie Wijnaldum knotting this back up, and the defense just looked really, really lost on this. It was a good stop by CM. It was a good stop from the shot by CM De Jong. However, the rebound just falls to Wijnaldum, and we are level once again. Highlight directly from the kickoff, though. I always take these with a little bit of a grain of salt, a little bit of bated breath, because they usually go bad to me. But we do have the ball this time. Lukaku ahead to Lee Osman. Does have options, but Deulofeu out on the wing. Very heavy touch. Couldn't hold on to that. Sissoko. And we reset it. Howard. Long ball forward. Who's going to come down with that? Gibbo. Gibbo sitting in the center to Lee Osman. Into Lukaku, holding it up. Morales cutting inside, lays it off to Osman. Osman taking a shot, bounced off the post, and then Lukaku's shot goes off the post. Actually, it was saved by Tim Krul, but wow, double strike somehow did not go in the net, and that corner's cleared away. 24 minutes gone, throw in from Galloway. It gets reset to Howard. Kicks it long. The only guy up there is Lukaku, but who comes down with it? Newcastle's going to come down with it as they start to build up their attack. Some good passing, cut out by Galloway. Everybody's content with staying in the middle of the park right now. Coleman dishes it back to Howard, kicked out. Newcastle do come down with it, though. And Seamus Coleman with a tackle, shown a straight red. Are you serious, ref? I'd love to see the highlight, but he's just shown a straight red, hitting the showers early. Okay, what can I do now? Stoney's going to have to move over to the right. I'm not going to play with a center attacking mid anymore. So defensively, Funes Mori is going to have to come on there. And now I just got to hold this for the next, geez, how long is that? 65 minutes. I need to hold on for more than an hour with 10 men. Right before halftime, and we have ourselves a highlight for Newcastle. I do not like seeing this. They go far post, and Wijnaldum gets himself a brace, getting past everybody and putting Newcastle in the lead. It's 2-1 right on the stroke of halftime. Some great passing, and then ultimately a great cross in from Janmaat, who finds Wijnaldum cutting inside and getting the goal. Though to be quite honest with you, that goal would not have happened if we would still have 11 men on the pitch. I still have faith in the squad that we can still come away with a goal, but as of right now, we're really looking down in the dumps on this one. Not even 2 minutes into this half, and there is a highlight. We do get the ball after a Newcastle goal kick. Deulofeu cutting inside. Who can he find? He does see Morales. Morales making a run. Tackle in the box. No call from the ref, I guess, as Newcastle now have the ball, and what are they going to do with it? Thought they had some decent passing through the middle. Long ball ahead. I thought Morales was going to come up with that. But it's just a lot of end-to-end play from both teams right now. Very content with staying in the middle of that park. Ball falls to Wijnaldum, though. He's coming up the right. Lays it off to Janmaat. Janmaat back into Wijnaldum. Inside to Ayoze Perez, and Ayoze Perez makes it 3-1 to Newcastle. And the hits just keep coming. Apparently that's his first goal of the season. I seem to be a magnet for those in any FM iteration. Though for Ayoze, you'd figure he's the main guy up front. And Tim Howard is way out of position. There's no reason he should be on that corner that far out. Alright, I need to make a new sub now, as Galloway's not doing well. Darren Gibson's not doing well. John Stones has a card. I'm going to have to sub off Gibbo. Ross Barkley's coming on for him. Full hour gone, and we have another highlights, and it's Newcastle's ball now, after originally a free kick to us, as they're just matriculating the ball down the pitch, going out wide to Janmaat. Janmaat is a dangerous crosser. I do have a ton of stuff on him, but the ball finds CM de Jong, and CM makes it 4-1 Newcastle as they just pile on the misery. It must be said that this game was going so well. It was a very hotly contested, tightly contested match right up until that red card. And it seems only right that I need to make one final sub, and it will be on the defensive side. Brian Oviedo coming in for Brendan Galloway. And Lukaku's goal just seems so far away now as we hit 72 minutes, and once again Newcastle on the ball, and just seem to find many spaces for them to pass into. Oh, that had to have been a back heel from Ayoze Perez. That's just cheeky. But when you're 4-1 up, what can you do? How can you not make it cheeky? Good clearance away. Deulofeu does have Ross Barkley, does have Lukaku. He does find Lukaku, but nobody else in front of him. Everybody is pretty much dead on the pitch as we hit the 3rd minute of stoppage time from the 2 minutes allotted, so the ref should be blowing his whistle soon. Ball's just being passed around here by Newcastle, just wasting the clock. And there it is, full time, Newcastle 4, Everton 1, a 10-man Everton with 1 goal. And like I said, that Lukaku goal seems so far away since we got it in the 10th minute. And then it was all Newcastle. It was just all Newcastle all the time. And it didn't help that Seamus Coleman got himself sent off for what probably was a very harsh, if not two-footed tackle. So yeah, that sees us drop now down to 9th, and Newcastle, who were in 13th, jump ahead of us into 7th place. So after 5 matches, the whole season is still very much in flux. It's still early. Anybody can win the league. And apparently Ross Barkley is out 8 to 10 days with a damaged heel, so that's not good. Send you there. Seamus Coleman out for 1 match, so I'm going to give him a warning. I'm not going to appeal it because it probably was deserved. And just taking a look ahead, of course we do have the Capital One Cup match versus QPR, but I feel that, I'm going to skip ahead a bit and go come back, Arsenal and Liverpool. I mean, we can't miss the derby. We can't miss the derby. the Merseyside derby versus Liverpool. So that's where we're going to be coming back in the next episode. Hopefully we can turn this around with that really bad result versus Newcastle. And then try and get some results versus Chelsea and Manchester United on top of that. So, when we come back, Arsenal and Liverpool. And until that time, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, comments, suggestions, questions, anything else, please leave in the comment box below. But as always, this is Gendo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and peace out.